Ripple's CEO Brad Cunninghouse has stated that XRP will replace Bitcoin. He says that XRP will replace Bitcoin and that it is meant to be worth $10,000 0 cents. This isn't the first time a Ripple co-founder has said that XRP is built for $10,000 0 cents. Arthur Pritchett, co-founder of Ripple Labs and founder of XRP, said that XRP is designed for $10,000 0 cents and must be able to grow to serve 7.5 billion people. CEO of Ripple, Brad Cunninghouse, had also said before that XRP will hit over $25,000 0 cents and pass Ethereum in market cap, making it the second largest cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. XRP also went up to over $37,124 0 cents on Bybit crypto exchange, and the report said that some sell trades did happen. It has been pretty much stated by several Ripple officials and directors that the price of an XRP would be between $10,000 0 cents, but most importantly that it will go through the roof above this number because XRP is going to replace Bitcoin, which means that Bitcoin was just a beta test token and XRP is the real thing. This information came out after Wells Fargo said that XRP could be used for payments, and RealFi stated that they will use the real token to add more than $650 trillion 0 cents to the XRP ledger. Now, this is very strong because it would cause XRP to go up to $9,818 0 cents per XRP. What a great way to talk about XRP right now. When the price is really going up, we teamed up with Apple to give everyone who watches the movie up to $100 0 cents worth of free XRP just by giving the movie a like, subscribing to the channel with your own information, and sharing it. Right now, you need to use the link I provided in the description to sign up for Apple and complete a transaction. This is a very simple and quick process that takes less than 5 minutes in total. In other words, this is free money. You should definitely do it. With that out of the way, let's watch the movie. Even though XRP is only worth $2.27 right now, it will be worth more than $10,000 0 cents in just a few weeks. Guys, we know that $650 trillion 0 cents will move into the XRP ledger. But before we go into more detail about that, let's make you listen to the Ripple CEO update, in which he says the Bitcoin experiment is over. XRP will replace Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it is meant to be worth $10,000 0 cents. This is because XRP is being used by financial institutions in over 30 countries around the world. Let's play the movie. Oh, XRP and how well it works are similar to Bitcoin. Now let's talk about Bitcoin today. As we said before, Bitcoin has been a great experiment in many ways, but not when it comes to payments. As for how quickly Bitcoin works, it can take up to an hour to confirm a transaction. As Tavid said before, you shouldn't use Bitcoin to buy coffee unless you're willing to wait an hour for the transaction to be confirmed. After that, it would cost a lot to do business. Get your Bitcoin, yes. So the SEC is what has changed the price of XRP. Honestly, I think a lot of people forget that XRP was the second most valuable digital asset after ETH before the SEC got involved in the crypto markets. The SEC then stepped in and said, hey, we think ETH is probably fine. ETH went up, but XRP went down after they sued Ripple. We shouldn't have our government work like this. We are the first ones on a level playing field, and we all have the same chances. In this case, our government shouldn't be picking winners and losers. We believe that we'll win in the end and that everything will work out. But for now, it's making the community angry. I liked how you explained it for the XRP family. You're hearing all of this from rebels or government officials, but what you don't know is that XRP has already been announced by a number of financial news sources. Some of them are checking the news that Forbes and Wells Fargo said XRP was worth $60,000. 0 cents each. Some even said that Forbes thought XRP would become the new Bitcoin and that it would reach $59,472 0 cents. But they didn't even talk about what Wells Fargo is doing with XRP. They are launching an XRP-powered cross-border payment solution and service that will work with over 22 countries such as the US, Russia, China, South Africa, Brazil, and many more. These are all countries with huge economies worth trillions of dollars that will start putting money into the XRP ledger. They are also not telling you about RealFi and the $654 trillion 0 cents that will be released into the markets on July 21st. On July 15th, a huge burn will happen for the real coin. This is another important fact that will cause the price of XRP to skyrocket in 3 weeks. So in just a few days, there will be a huge supply shock. And a week after that, $650 trillion 0 cents will flow into the real token, which could make it go from 2 cents to over $65,000 0 cents. These are not my words, but the words of many experts and analysts who have been in the space. In fact, this shows that the XRP ledger is showing a rise in the tokenization of real-world assets and the use of the real token, which went live on June 7th and is expected to bring in over $654 trillion, $390 billion 0 cents in the global real estate market. There are only 100 million real tokens available. I think 20% of those tokens were burned already, leaving only about 80 million tokens, or maybe even less, like 60 million. The XRP ledger and its real token, which was built on the XRPL, were used by RealFi to create a universal real estate currency that can be used for a wide range of property activities, such as rent payments, security deposits, and even full property purchases. This is very big. The real token will bring in money like we've never seen before. Why would you buy Bitcoin for 2 cents or 72 cents and then sell it for over $115,000 0 cents? This is like what we're about to see with the real token, which is the native token for the real-time environment. On July 21, the acceptor ledger will jump up and they will make a big announcement about their $654 trillion, $300 billion 0 cents USD. This is really big, guys. I'm gonna buy the bag. There are many more experts and researchers that I've seen. A lot of people have talked about similar cases where they were packing their bags for the real token. The markets for real coins are already starting to heat up. In fact, here's an expert. Is this Jack Thruple? Brad Cunninghouse says that 4,000 banks will use XRP by the end of 2025. Jack Thruple, who has more than 400,000 followers, has been named as the most verified and powerful XRP influencer next to Cunninghouse. We're talking about trillions, yes. Over 654 trillion going into the XRP ledger using real tokens. And it's important to note that the real tokens will go up at least 100,000%. Then you should get in quickly because he brought a bag full of real tokens. This is how big real coins are. Take a look at these huge amounts of support. I mean, this thing went up by hundreds of thousands of percent. We are talking about information that has been checked out. It's gone up 12% in the past 24 hours, but it looks like the charts are repeating themselves. Guys, look at this. We would have a breakout if we just moved this here, and it looks like this is what will happen. In other words, everything lines up for it. The trend is what we are looking at. Guys, this T-Mart pattern went through the exact same thing when it was sitting here before the huge break. It's clear that you've seen it rise. After the correction, we have the one breakout panel. Now we are about to see a huge parabolic breakout. To top it all off, they got a perfect score from the bank, which means they are a low risk for the top 3 holders. KYC scores are 100%, and there are over 1,000 wallets, or almost 1,700. This is very good news, guys. More and more wallets join the real coin every single day. Why is that the case? Of course, because the real token gets more attention the more people believe in the ecosystem, as this is a way to pay for things and buy property. Check this out, guys. It's backed by RealFi, the biggest real estate company, and it uses your real code. It works with XRP too, but the real token is what it's really for. So it's a native coin. Now, take a look. They are listed on a number of DEX exchanges, such as XMagnetic, BonX Exchange, and XP Market. You can also use their widget to buy straight with a credit card.